Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome back to another daily dice where we ask the dice for a message and find out what that is. Remember that these are general readings, so take what resonates, leave what does not, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel below. If you are interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all those links necessary in the description box below. You can email me for a personal reading, and I'll get you out further information from there. You may follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, which is on Spotify. And if you're interested in becoming a member, the link is down below in the description box as well. When you click on that, it'll show you the levels I have available as well as the options that come with each level. So I do hope to see you on memberships. If not, thank you for your continued support here. And with that, let's go ahead and find out what ancestor messages are coming through today. So, Source, what ancestor messages do you have for my fellow humans? What would the ancestors like to tell my fellow humans? What messages do the ancestors have today in regards to my fellow humans? All right, South Node, Aries in the first house. Interesting. All about ourself, our approach to life, the way we express ourselves and take action for ourselves, right? To let go of the old and come right into the new. And it's interesting as I'm hearing right now that we're our own worst enemies and we're also our own biggest blocks and obstacles, right? So right now it's like, how can you get out of your own way? Wow, I was not expecting the air conditioning to turn off right then, but synchronistic, right? How can you get out of your own way? How can you step away from this idea that everything else is against you, or that the universe is against you, or that the world is against you, or people are against you, and come back into a space of remembering and reminding yourself the deepest truth, which is all things for me and the universe is for me as well. And taking action based on that so that you can get out of this stagnant energy in the South Node. And I actually have this on another reading that I did this week. If you catch the daily dice every day, then you know. There's some of you that catch it every day, and I truly do appreciate you so much for being here. But sometimes they do play out like a story for a time, right? And just because someone tells you or you feel like you're walking in your North Node, remember that at one point in time, our North Node actually becomes a comfort zone to us, which then it turns into the South Node. So in order for us to always grow, we always have to be testing our own energetic boundaries in the way of facing fears, doing something new, and bringing new energy to us. And that's what keeps us in this place of vitality and this place of self-development and this place of ever expansion that we're always trying to obtain and search for here. And so the message from the ancestors very clear is that take action on something that you're afraid to take action on. Make it a part of your daily routine, whether that's 5 minutes or an hour, whether that is every other day or every day, it doesn't matter, but make it a part of your routine and be consistent with it, because when that becomes comfortable, then you can move on to the next level. You know, like they show like working out right now, like lifting weights. You're not always going to be lifting 5-pound weights for your whole life, right? So in order for us to grow, we have to go from 5 pounds to 7 pounds to 10 pounds to 20 pounds and so on and so forth, right? And I don't really know what all the skips and jumps are, but it doesn't really matter. It's just that's what they're showing now. It's like once you get comfortable with one part of the journey, you have to push yourself to the next part. And that way you're always growing and expanding here and not being stuck. And also not feeling like it's a competition. There's no reason to be in a competition here. The only person that you're in competition with is yourself. And when you really lean into that, you recognize that, like, did I do better today than I did yesterday? And there are going to be days when you aren't doing that good. And that's okay. Like, those are not days to beat yourself up for, because sometimes our body is asking us to take a break, to rest. And that way we can come back even stronger than before. But if you're always resting, if you're always in a state of being like complacent, right? This is the message for you. 4:44 on the clock. We have Aquarius energy here, originality, philanthropy, and progressive imagining. So you've actually had an idea. There's been something that you've been inspired to do, but I do feel like there's this resistance to move towards it. Or maybe you're feeling like you just don't have space, you don't have time, and they're asking you to be willing to make time. This says be willing to express love to receive love with number 6, right? And 6 is all about balance, harmony, solution, resolution, seeing yourself through eyes of love, making space though here. That's an expression of love, is making space for yourself to do something that you feel very called to do, right? Look, we have relationship patterns on the bottom. It takes strength to recognize the need for change. The only reason this came out is because they're saying you need to recognize this place for change, right? That's where your strength comes from. And when you change, you're going to feel a lot better. You're going to feel a lot more free, a lot more grounded, a lot more vitality and life flowing through you, a lot more prana, right? And that's something that will help you out. And I get it. We all get complacent. Like, no matter how long you've been on this journey, there's always those moments when we fight it because we're so exhausted from growing. And that's okay. Take a break when you need to, but get back to it. Yeah, look, we have release, right? South Node energy, releasing this energy. This is where you'll find strength, is letting go of this idea that, oh, I've done everything that I've needed to do, or I don't need to keep growing. No, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, we need to keep growing, right? And sometimes you'll look at it both ways. Like, sometimes you'll be like, ah. And other days you'll be like, all right, you know, and that's okay. Staying vigilant to the path, no matter what comes in, right? No matter what's going on around you, no matter the people that come in, it's like this card really does talk about just continue down the path, one foot in front of the other. You know, nothing that's worth having in life comes easy, nor does it come without hard work, exhaustion, blood, sweat, and tears. You know, it's like everything that is worth our time and our energy, it takes a lot of effort. Like, we have 66 coming out here. It's the only other card that's flipped over so far. So we have 666 with trust in the magic. Sources saying, like, the solution is simple. It may not be easy. It may not be what we want to hear, but the solution here is simple, is to walk in a space of making more space for yourself, seeing yourself through eyes of unconditional love, and to watch and wait here with Seahorse. See, we see number 8, which is karmic. And then we also have clear out the clutter with number 10, which is 28, right? It's like you're clearing out clutter by making these moves to expand and grow, and watch and wait to see what that brings into your life a year from now, 2 years from now, shoot, even a month. Like, it doesn't have to be that far out, right? It could just be tomorrow even. How do you feel tomorrow when you took time today to pour into yourself? And sometimes you do have to take those really small steps. How do I feel today? How do I feel yesterday? Was I doing what I wanted to yesterday? And how did that make me feel? Or was I not doing what I wanted to yesterday? And how does that make me feel? You know, something that has helped me out exponentially on my own journey is having a journal that allows you to record how your emotions are every day. And that's helped me out so much. You must forgive if you want to be free. Do it yourself. Do it for yourself. So for some of you, it is just letting go, is forgiving here. Okay, that's the growth, is forgiving. You've held on for enough time. You've held on for long enough, and they want you to let it go. Let me grab one of these love cards out here just as a clarifier in regards to the relationship side of it for forgiving someone. Okay, wow. I'm not going to take all those, but I will take this one, and they want that one. Okay. On the bottom, we have karmic relationship, resentments and triggers, perception, intensity and letting go, turmoil and fleeting. Okay, so they're being very clear that what you need to trust in letting go here is a karmic relationship. Okay, knowing that it's gone. It's over with. What happened is what happened. We cannot change it. And forgiveness is not saying that what they did is okay. Forgiveness is saying what happened can't be changed, but there's no sense in me holding on to it anymore because all it's doing is hurting me now, right? Like, wow. We have Chiron making an appearance. This card rarely ever shows up. We have Hurt and Heal. This talks about the wounded warrior, right? When you heal this and you let go of this, you will be here to help others do the same thing. And you'll see how grand your journey has been this whole process. Letting go is your South Node. Letting go of what once was, right? We can't go back to that. You're getting help here, angelic help. We have, are you going to focus? Yeah, angelic support, harmony, and perfect flow with the trine. So this is something that is going to bring good luck in your life in letting go of the South Node, right? But there's a lot of animosities here with fierceness and Wolverine coming out. That's why the change is so difficult. But they're trying to help you see that you have a whole team, a whole armory behind you, right? Like this is like warriors that are there for you. Okay, you've got a whole spiritual team that's at your back, helping you move beyond what was brought in the past, these hardships that were there, okay? Yeah, and it's been time in solitude, right? Like this helps us heal. It's not isolation. This is taking time to reconnect with our energy, to reconnect with what we want on the journey, to reconnect with ourselves after we've experienced a situation like this, to re-understand ourselves. Right? Do something kind for someone without any expectation. This will help bring you back into a state of love. Okay? Take responsibility for your choices. This is your life to live. Own it. And this is just saying too, like, remember that even though we were in rough situations, that we made a choice at one point to be there. And we just have to, we have to take responsibility for that. Like for myself, I chose to stay in an abusive relationship for 8 years. That's my responsibility, to take accountability for the fact that that was my choice, because I believed that I didn't have any options until the only option was getting out. Right? And then when I got out, I realized I had options all the time. It was just something I didn't want to see. I didn't want to take responsibility. I didn't want to take ownership. I didn't want to be the one that carried that weight. But in choosing that for myself, it really changed the way that I saw the situation. It was an awful situation. It wasn't something that I wanted to go through. And again, what you're experiencing is an awful situation. It's not something that you would consciously choose to go through, but subconsciously we do tend to choose those moments for ourselves that are our deepest wounds to help us heal them. And that's something that we can't control when we're not aware. And so this reading is all about your ancestors asking you to come aware of your own actions in life and all the choices you've made up to this point. Do you see a pattern? Do you see a pattern of people in your life? Okay, so where does that pattern stem from? Why are you choosing people like that, right? That's how we take accountability for our choices. And you're receiving help on this. Like, your team is here backing you up, no matter how uncomfortable this is. To leave the South Node is probably one of the most uncomfortable things we can do. Cut down, cutting out separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment. The main thing here is stopping the pattern. Exactly what I was just talking about. And then the last one, we have coffee cup, meeting and talking, savoring the moment, feeling elevated, and building friendships. So this is about you meeting people. Like, and now the AC turns back on. This is about you going away from the old to come into something new that's more balanced and harmonious and feels good. Gives you energy, gives you light, you know, and that's just going based on the coffee cup here, you know. Don't be addicted to caffeine, y'all. But again, you know, coffee is known for giving you energy, and so it's like these new relationships are definitely going to bring energy into your life, a sense of vitality, which is connected with the first house, okay? This is actually a very powerful reading, and if you feel like this is your reading, leave 666 down below and say, I choose to see myself through eyes of unconditional love, okay? That's truly what that number means. That's how I see it. And then if you're uncomfortable leaving that down below, then leave a little coffee cup and say the same thing, all right? But leave me a thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my guides for coming together to give us this message. And until next time, stay human. Bye.